The story begins with Jacob receiving a vision from God. God reassured him, "Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for I will make you into a great nation there. I will go with you and bring you back again." With this promise, Jacob set out with his entire family, livestock, and possessions. This was no small group. 70 members in total traveled with him to Egypt, fulfilling God's promise of a growing nation. When they arrived, Joseph came to meet his father. Can you imagine that moment? After years of believing Joseph was dead, Jacob embraced his son with tears of joy. Jacob declared, "Now I am ready to die, since I have seen for myself that you are still alive." Joseph then prepared to introduce his family to Pharaoh. Knowing that Egyptians looked down on shepherds, Joseph advised his brothers to say they were shepherds, which allowed them to settle in Goshen, the best land for their flocks. When Jacob was presented to Pharaoh, he did something remarkable. He blessed Pharaoh. Despite being a foreigner and much older, Jacob stood before one of the most powerful rulers of the time with dignity, showing the strength of his faith. The famine was severe, but Joseph's strategic leadership ensured Egypt's survival. He had stored grain during the years of abundance, and now people came to him for food. Joseph introduced a system where people traded their money, livestock, land, and even themselves as servants to Pharaoh in exchange for grain. He also provided seed for planting, establishing a tax system where almost 1/5 of the produce belonged to Pharaoh. This system centralized Egypt's economy under Pharaoh's control while providing for the people's survival. Meanwhile, Jacob's family thrived in Goshen. They multiplied greatly, fulfilling God's promise to grow them into a great nation. Jacob lived in Egypt for 17 years, witnessing the growth of his descendants. As his life neared its end, Jacob called Joseph and made him swear to bury him with his ancestors in Canaan. This request was a powerful testament to Jacob's faith in God's promises, showing his deep connection to the land God had promised to Abraham, Isaac, and himself.